welcome to the Daily Mill for Tuesday the 15th of April 2024. In today's Millwall news, do you or do you not buy a ticket for Burnley away? Before this game, we have 3 games to play, and realistically, you would think we need to win all 3. We might get away with a draw, so 2 wins and a draw. Do you risk it and buy a ticket for the last game of the season? I don't know. So what do you do? This is from millfc.co.uk. The reason I'm asking is the tickets are going on sale tomorrow. Yes indeed. So Mill travel to Burnley in the Sky Bet Championship on Saturday the 3rd of May. Kick-off is at 12:30pm and tickets will go on sale to season ticket holders from 9:30am on Wednesday the 16th of April. So you need to decide. Oh, you've got a bit of time because tickets will then go on sale to members from 10am. So that's Easter Monday. I was wondering, why is it 10am and not 9:30? It's Easter Monday, but obviously we have a game then, so the ticket office will be open. So that's probably when they're turning up to do, because is the Norwich game on Easter Monday 3 o'clock, huh? I don't know. I haven't looked that far ahead. I probably should know that. So yeah, tickets will go on sale to members from 10am on Monday the 21st of April. Now, all tickets for this fixture will be issued as a print at home and will start to be sent from Monday the 28th of April. So they're not going to say, you can't, so literally, how do you, if you go to the ground tomorrow, you go there, you pay 30 quid, you pay 30 fucking quid. And you won't even be able to walk away with a ticket. You give them your email address and they'll email it to you. Well, I guess you need to give them your season ticket as well. And then they probably double check your email. But you go down there to the den. As soon as it opens, 9:30am, you get there. You walk up to the counter, the window. This is the window. And then you say, "Oh, can I have a ticket for Burnley away, please?" And then they go, "Okay, yeah, sure. That'll be £30. Then you pay. And then you're just standing there like, "Where's the ticket?" "Oh, we're going to email it to you." Like, fuck off. You're charging 30 fucking quid. And you can't even have the decency to print it out and give it to people. What a disgusting club Burnley are. Bunch of northern tramps. Seriously. Print at home. Fuck off. Yeah. We have an initial allocation of 1,962 tickets. Coaches will leave the den at 4:30am. 4:30am. Why did they leave so early? You could probably get a National Express coach from Victoria about 6am and it'll be in Manchester by 11 o'clock. Probably. I haven't checked it, but... And they're priced at £38. 4:30 in the morning. Good Lord. So yeah. So just a little recap. Tomorrow, Wednesday, season ticket holders. Also on Thursday, Friday, the ticket office, I'm assuming it's shut. Have they done? I don't think they've done a thing where they've got. Have they told us the opening hours over Easter yet? They probably have, and I've forgotten. But that's the thing, they do it. If they have, it's too far in advance. You probably should do it today, maybe tomorrow. Let everyone know, or maybe yesterday, Monday. So I'm assuming, because it's an away game on Good Friday, that the ticket office is going to be closed. Obviously, the online one is always open. And then probably on Saturday, It might. I would imagine it'll probably be closed on Saturday, no? Maybe, but why would they? Like, if they're off Friday, why would they come in Saturday? Don't make no sense. And again for the club shop, will the club shop be open? Don't know. So yeah, if you're a season ticket holder, you've got Wednesday, Thursday, online Friday. We don't know. Maybe in person. Saturday, online, Sunday, and then on Monday it's going to be members. So. But here's the thing. So that's the thing. If you're a season ticket holder, do you wait until after the Blackburn game? Because if we lose that game, it's basically game over. So this game's got nothing on it. To some extent. Now, realistically, if we lose, because what are we, 5 points behind Coventry at the moment? And we're 3 points behind, was it Bristol City? So, I mean, if we do lose on Friday, unless every single result goes our way, yeah, I think it's good night Vienna. So, but again, if I was a season ticket holder, I'm not, but if I was, I'd probably wait until after that Blackburn game. And then you've got Saturday and Sunday, but then you'll have to do it online. But then the ticket's online anyway. Like, there's no point going down there. You tell them you're buying a ticket, and then you don't even get a ticket. Yeah, it's a load of old shit, that, isn't it? So, moving on to this. Japhet Tanganga, he's a warrior. He wants to do some warrioring. This is from southernnews.co.uk. Samuel Boss reveals when Japhet Tanganga might be back. Japhet Tanganga could be in contention to return from injury against Norwich City next Monday, April the 21st. Tanganga, 26, broke a bone in his hand in the 43rd minute of Mill's 2-1 win against Portsmouth on April the 5th and had surgery last week. Alex Neil said the centre-back's return will be based on when his surgeon thinks he can play safely. Oh, well, it'll be based on Japhet and his surgery. You know, in terms of, we're going to get a splint around his wrist. Jesus. Neil told us it then. So I think we're going to try and get one fit for him. It depends if the surgeon thinks he can play. It'll depend on how safe and comfortable it is for him to play. I'm not sure about Blackburn, but, you know, depending on how that meeting goes, he may be in contention for Norwich. Reece Bangor-Williams, Aaron Connolly and Zach Sturge, all of whom were judgment calls ahead of the Lions 1-0 win against Middlesbrough on Saturday, April the 12th, are all in contention to feature against Blackburn Rovers on Friday, April the 18th. Good Friday, the April the 18th. Oh, we've got Reece, we've got Aaron, we've got Zach Sturge, Neil said. You know, if they don't make it, then they won't be far away, but I'm hoping obviously they're all going to be available. But that will be determined in the next 2 or 3 days. When asked if the trio are back in training, Neil said, "Oh, they're doing rehab work at the moment, but we've got 3 sessions between now and the game. How much or how little they're doing those sessions will determine whether or not they're available." And Neil also confirmed that Camille Negley, who limped off in the 79th minute on the weekend, was out for the season. So yeah, Japhet Tanganga now, interesting, obviously, is he going to try and rush back? Because Crama's come in, 2 games for Crama. Crama's been very good. He has been very good. So maybe Tanganga's getting a bit. He wants his place back. Interesting. So yeah. But I would imagine, so here's the thing. If he's going to get a splint on it, surely you want a splint on your wrist anyway. Or is it is it one that you can come on and off? But then they say they're going to get one fit for him, so maybe it's custom made. But surely you would get one, it's kind of like a brace. Or, you know those boots that people wear when they break their feet or something? And they've got these big plastic boots they hold around it. So it's going to kind of be like that, but I mean, again, if he plays football, if he swings that around, he's getting a red card. Like, you can't. So when you jump up, you can't lead with that, because if it's plastic, they're going to be like, hey, you can't do that, son. And they'll get sent off. So we'll see, I think, just don't rush it. Don't rush it. Like, if we do, obviously, there are bigger things ahead in terms of short term. If we do get in the playoffs, you know, that's going to be the 8th of May. Maybe aim for that. And next season, we need to start off next season. Boom! We need to be in full form. We need to be. We need to go from the get go. So we'll see. We will see. Also, from the southernnews.co.uk, we have this. He hasn't needed patience at all. Millwall midfielder praises Tristan Crama. George Honeyman praised centre-back Tristan Crama for an outstanding performance during Millwall's 1-0 win against Middlesbrough on Saturday, April the 12th. Crama, 23, joined the Lions in January transfer window. For the first 2 months of his Millwall career, played in the unfamiliar position of right-back after injuries to Ryan Leonard and Danny McNamara. The Frenchman has started the past 2 games in his natural position of centre-back after an injury to Japhet Tanganga and has excelled, winning man of the match on the weekend and made French newspaper L'Equipe's Team of the Week. Yeah, I kind of glanced on that earlier. I saw a bit of that. I don't know if that's just French players around the world. Obviously, it's a French newspaper. Obviously, I don't know if that's what that was, or whether it was literally, because otherwise, why would they do that? It doesn't make no sense. I guess maybe. He was absolutely outstanding today, Honeyman said after the Millwall beat Borough. The way that we were set up, it was kind of like we were leaving him 1 versus 1 a lot, and that just shows how much confidence that the manager has in him. I don't know much more to say about from. He's been absolutely fantastic, and long may it continue. You know, he's been asked to do a job when he first came in at right back, and I don't think he's ever played there, and you wouldn't think that watching him. Normally, lads stepping up a level, or younger lads, you've got to be a little bit patient with them, but he hasn't needed patience at all. He's come in and he's proven exactly why he should be in the team. George Honeyman there. Now, today was match day for the under-21s at the Den, and they won 4-1. No, they were 4-0. Yeah. The game was... They announced it quite late that they were going to broadcast it on Millwall TV. I think the reason for that is if they have any under 18 players or under like any I think if they have any players that are age 16 or under, they're not allowed to show it. It's like a safeguarding thing, I think. So I think they were probably waiting. Maybe they asked Crewe, like, are you going to have any players at underage? And then when they said yeah, probably not, and then they were allowed to put it on. I think that's why they waited so long, but yeah. So Millwall under-21s 4-0 winners over Crewe Alexandra in the Professional Development League on Tuesday afternoon. Frankie Baker's hat-trick and Rafiq Lamptey's second-half goal secured a simple victory for Kevin Nugent's side. After an even opening period, the Lions found themselves 3-0 up at the break, courtesy of Baker's 14-minute treble. The striker showed a poacher's instinct to bag his first 2 strikes, finishing from the edge of the 6-yard box before his crowning moment was his own, doing just before the half-time break as he created space inside the box to curl an effort home. In the second half, the Lions managed the game to perfection, with the Alex barely getting out of their own half. Lamptey had a Mills fall from 55 minutes. Nino Adamalakai then made his comeback from injury, playing the last half hour. Next up for Millwall under-21s is the trip to Bristol City next Wednesday on St George's Day. And more on that in a minute. So, yes, Nino Adamalakai, who got injured, you remember, in pre-season in Mercia against Nottingham Forest, way back then. And he's finally come back near the end of the season, so he was literally out for the whole season. So obviously not looking for him to get involved this season, because we've got Zach Sturgeon as a backup left back if Joe Bryan falters, but So the team was as follows: George Evans, Smith, Drake, Massey, Ollie Evans, Dyer, Howland, Lamptey, Baker, Frankie Baker. We got 2 Bakers. You need to tell us which one it is. And they're still doing George Evans. I'm pretty sure because we have Ollie Evans. Yeah. Celestine Charles and Kendall, and the subs were Adam Malachi on for Drake in the 60th minute, Taylor on for Dyer at half time, Mansour on for Lamptey in the 60th minute, and Beaumont on for Celestine Charles in the 76th minute. And the unused sub was the goalkeeper Priz, wasn't he? Saw this game. I watched it on Millwall TV Plus. I am a subscriber. Yes, that is me. So I got it for free. Value added. Why not? I should say the second goal was pretty good. I think it was the second goal. It was pretty outstanding. So whoever it was running down the right, defender on him, battling, manages to get the cross in. Gee's on the front post. Again, I don't know who that was. So they do kind of not like a back heel, but when you jump over the ball and as it's going through your leg, you swipe at it as it's behind you. So he did that on the front post. Goes backwards to Frankie Baker, who's behind him, and boom, scores it straight away. First touch, I think. Now obviously Crewe. I don't think Crewe are that good at the moment. But yeah, this was a very good performance. I should say they probably should have had more. They were trying. They were putting the pressure on in the second half, but I think they were making a few mistakes and missed passes and stuff, and probably shooting when they should be passing and stuff like that. They could have had more. They could have had a few more, not too many, maybe 1 or 2. But 4-0, I mean, you can't complain about that, can you? Not really. Now, reminder, they are trying to win this league, and they are top of the league at the moment. There were a few other games today. So Bournemouth beat Sheffield United 3-1. Charlton beat Birmingham 3-1. And they're the teams that were involved in the chase at the top to some extent. So although Charlton have played more games than everyone else. Bournemouth, though, have a game in hand on us. Brentford have a game in hand of us. Although, at the moment, our goal difference is now plus 30. We've also scored 63 goals. So if it does come down to level points between us and Brentford, that is an advantage to us. Again, we won 18, drawn 5, lost 5. Not bad at all. Bournemouth can still sneak in there. So I think we've got 3 games left. So they must have 4 games left, as do Brentford. So that's 12 points. So, we have to just keep ahead of that. It's going to be a bit tricky because we've got away games coming up. But Brentford are playing on Good Friday. They're away at Watford. There, 1 o'clock kickoff. So obviously all eyes on that. And we'll see how that goes. And then if we look to obviously next Wednesday, St George's Day, we're away at Bristol. Bournemouth are playing Colchester. That's a pretty easy. That should be an easy game for Bournemouth, and that is on the next Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday week. It's there twice. Why is it there twice? Okay, I'm pretty sure they're only playing them once and not playing 2 times, 12 o'clock kickoff and 1 o'clock kickoff. So that's what's coming up next week. So Brentford are playing Good Friday, and Bournemouth are playing next Friday, and we're playing next Wednesday. Charlton anywhere? No. They got the week off. Why not? Why not, lads? Obviously, they played 1 game extra. Moving on. The next game as mentioned, Bristol City away. Now, it's set to take place at Robins High Performance Centre. That, I believe, is their training ground. I'm not sure if it's for the first team or just for the under-21s and the academy. But they do have a pitch that is fenced off, and it has a stand on one side. And I believe that you can go to this game. In fact, they do try to make it easier for fans, Bristol City fans, going to the game. And they put on a shuttle bus because it's literally in the middle of nowhere, about 4 miles outside of Bristol to the west. It's not even close to a train station, really. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. So they have put shuttles on before for big games, but they do genuinely kick off. They do sometimes play night games. So I'm guessing that the shuttles are only for the night games. But if you're out west, you should be able to go to this game. Obviously, 7 days away, 15 hours and 22 minutes. So closer to the date, I'll let you know if you can go to it and how much it's going to cost, etc., etc. But obviously, it's going to be a tough game due to the fact that it's an away game. The away games in this league are always kind of tougher because you might get the home team playing some first team players, whereas if they go away, they genuinely don't bother sending first team players away with the under-21s and a coach to go to a game. So the home games are easier, the away games are harder. And then you got Wigan, that's Tuesday the 29th. So that's the week after. And that is set at the moment set to take place at Wigan Stadium, which used to be the JJB, it's now the Brick Community Stadium. And then Friday the 2nd of May, which we may have clinched the title by then, so we might be getting the trophy. If we don't, I would imagine they'll give us the trophy after the semi-final game. But hopefully we do win the trophy by then, and they will give us the trophy. Friday the 2nd of May, Hull City at the Den, 2 p.m. kickoff. So that's the under-21s trying to win the league again. While we're here, I don't usually cover the under-18s, but just a mention for them that they've had it a bit tougher. It looks like they're not going to get in the top 2. I mean, well, they're 12 points behind, and you know, I think actually, are they out of it by now? They got 1, 2, 3. They got 4 games left, so they got 12 points, and they're 12 points behind. This is not gonna happen, but obviously they had a little cup run. You know, when was it? They went up to Man City and lost. So that's kind of meant that they've had all these games backed up, and they've had to play them. I think they played like 2 or 3 games in a week. It's not ideal, but they've had to catch up. So, you know, they didn't make the semi-finals, they didn't make the league semi-finals by finishing the top 2. But, you know, they finished 4th. And this is the thing. So this kind of level, under 18, is... The thing is, if you've got a player who's in the under-18s and he's very good, then they'll probably immediately be bumped up to the under-21s. So, you know, if you do turn out for the under-18s and you're really good, then you're going to be poached by the under-21s. So, what you want then is you need it to go down the line, domino effect. You need an under-16 player who's insanely good, and then you can bump him up to the under-18s. And then they get some decent players, etc., etc. Yeah. But, again, not a bad result. You know, 4th in the league. FA Cup quarter-final, was it? Something like that. Not bad. So, we're going to finish by looking at this. Coffee mornings, they're still going on. They don't genuinely mention it too much nowadays. The only time they mention it is when it's cancelled. So I think you assume that it's still going on. And by the way, apparently today, this day, St Swithin's Day, you know that Ilderton Road's been shut off at the junction with Old Kent Road, because they're building, I think they did a massive new sewer for these hundreds and hundreds of flats that they're building there, because otherwise, it couldn't cope with all this shit coming down it. Apparently that's been open now. They've reopened it. So someone said the P12 was going back down on its normal route. So if you use that, if you were trying to use that for matches, and you can now go back to that, obviously on Monday and next Saturday against Swansea. Apparently it's still running, so obviously you can use it for this tomorrow. But the Lions are to host Coffee Morning alongside MND Association. Millwall Football Club will host a coffee morning alongside Motor Neuron Disease Association at the Den on Wednesday the 16th of April, so that's tomorrow. So if you're a season ticket holder and you're going down there to pay for a ticket that you're not going to get until 2 weeks' time, you can pop in for a free coffee or a free tea. Taking place between 10 a.m. and 12 midday, the morning will see representatives from the association in attendance, providing advice and more, as supporters enjoy hot and cold refreshments with like-minded Lions fans. Mill's weekly coffee mornings are free to attend, so come on down. Find out more about Motor Neuron Disease Association below at their website, mndassociation.org. So there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.